A private aircraft hangar. Metal sounds echo, end of shift. A single dad mechanic tightens the last bolt on an engine. Around 40 years old, oil-stained coveralls, focused, professional. The CEO walks in with her assistant and a VIP client. She frowns at the aircraft, behind schedule. She points at him. "You are done here." The single dad freezes. "Ma'am, the issue is not fixed yet." The CEO's voice is ice. "That is not my problem." Security approaches. He removes his gloves, slowly, calmly. His phone buzzes. Text from his son. "Dad, are you coming to my game?" He nods to the supervisor. "I am leaving." And no one knows that in 10 minutes the entire hangar will freeze. That a sound from the sky will change everything. Type unfair if firing him like this crossed the line. His name is Jack Turner, 44 years old, single father, aircraft mechanic at a private aviation company. His son is Evan, 10 years old, loves airplanes, loves baseball, loves his Jack's life is simple: work, home, Evan's games, repeat. He does not talk about his past, does not share stories, does not explain himself. To his co-workers, he is just Jack, the quiet mechanic, the guy who fixes things, nothing special. But Jack was not always a mechanic at a private hangar. 15 years ago, he was Petty Officer First Class Jack Turner, Naval Aviation Technician, Special Operations Support. Call sign, Raven 3. He maintained aircraft for high-risk missions, black ops, covert operations, the kind of work that does not make the news. He was the best, fast, precise, trusted. His team relied on him. Pilots trusted him with their lives. Commanders knew if Raven 3 certified an aircraft, it was safe. But then came the mission that changed everything. A classified operation, hostile territory, night insertion. Jack prepped the helicopters, triple-checked everything, signed off on airworthiness. The mission launched. Everything seemed fine. Then one helicopter went down. Mechanical failure. Catastrophic. Instant. 4 men died, including Jack's best friend, Lieutenant Marcus Hayes. The investigation cleared Jack. Equipment failure. Not maintenance error. Not his fault. But Jack blamed himself. He signed off on that aircraft. He said it was safe. And 4 men died. He could not wear the uniform anymore. Could not look at himself in the mirror. Could not forgive himself. He took an honorable discharge, left the Navy, left the only life he knew. He met a woman, Sarah. She helped him heal. They had Evan. For a few years, Jack was happy. He worked as a civilian mechanic, stayed away from military work, tried to forget, but Sarah got sick. Cancer, aggressive. She fought for 2 years. She lost. Jack raised Evan alone. And he never told his son about the Navy, about Raven 3, about the men who died. He just wanted to be a normal dad, with a normal job, living a quiet life. The private aviation company hired him 3 years ago. Good pay, steady work, close to Evan's school. Jack was good at his job, maybe too good. He fixed things others could not, solved problems that should have been impossible. But he kept his head down, did not ask for recognition, did not tell anyone about his background. Today started like any other day. Routine maintenance on a corporate jet, VIP client, important deadline. But Jack found a problem. A hydraulic line, compromised, not safe to fly. He told the supervisor, "This needs to be replaced, 24 hours minimum." The supervisor panicked. "The CEO is flying out tonight with major clients. We cannot delay." "Then she cannot fly, not safely." "Fix it, make it work." "I cannot make it work. It needs a new part. There is no shortcut." And the supervisor went to the CEO, explained the situation. The CEO was furious. She had a deal to close, a meeting she could not miss. Millions on the line. She came to the hangar, saw Jack, saw the problem, and made a decision. "You are done here," Jack tried to explain. "Ma'am, the aircraft is not safe." "I will decide what is safe. You are fired." Jack looked at the supervisor. No support, no backup. He removed his gloves, his tools, his badge. He walked out. Not because he wanted to, but because he had no choice. As he reached the parking lot, his phone buzzed. Evan. Dad, are you coming to my game? Jack typed back. On my way. He started his truck, ready to leave. Then he heard it. The sound he knew better than anything. Helicopter blades, Navy helicopter, unmistakable, and a voice from the sky, calling a name he thought he left behind. Raven 3. The helicopter hovered low, too low for a normal flyover, deliberate, intentional. Employees poured out of the hangar, watching, confused, scared. The CEO stepped outside, shielding her eyes from the rotor wash. What is going on? The loudspeaker crackled again. Call sign Raven 3. This is Navy Command. Respond immediately. Jack stood frozen, his past and present colliding. Right here, right now, the CEO looked around. Who is Raven 3? No one answered. The helicopter descended further. A side door opened. A naval officer in uniform appeared, headset on, scanning the crowd. His eyes locked on Jack. Recognition, relief. The officer spoke into his headset, then through the loudspeaker. Petty Officer Turner, we need you, urgent. The CEO's face went white. Petty Officer, you were military? Jack did not respond, just stood there, torn. Employees whispered. The mechanic was Navy? Why did he not tell anyone? What is happening? The helicopter landed in the parking lot, engines still running, blades spinning. The naval officer jumped out, ran toward Jack. Sir, we have an emergency. Fleet Air Command sent us. You are the only one who can help. Jack shook his head. I am not in the service anymore. We know, but we need Raven 3, not Jack Turner. Raven 3. The CEO approached, angry, embarrassed. Someone explain what is happening. The officer turned to her. Ma'am, this man is a decorated naval aviation technician, specialist in emergency repairs. We have a situation. He is the only qualified person within 200 miles. The CEO looked at Jack, then at the officer. He just fixes corporate jets. The officer's voice turned cold. He saved lives. He maintained aircraft for operations you will never hear about. Show some respect. The CEO stepped back, stung. The officer turned back to Jack. Sir, I know you left. I know why. But we have a squadron in trouble. Hydraulic failure. Mid-flight, they need guidance. You designed the emergency workaround for this system. You are the only one who knows it. Jack's jaw tightened. Someone else can handle it. There is no one else. You wrote the manual. You created the bypass protocol. It is not in any official documentation. It is in your head. Jack closed his eyes. He swore he would never go back, never touch military aircraft again, never risk another life. But men were in the air, in danger, because of a system he knew inside out. The officer pressed, Sir, these are not just pilots. They are fathers, sons, brothers, just like you. Jack felt the weight, the responsibility, the guilt he carried every day. He looked at his truck. Evan was waiting. The game, the promise. He pulled out his phone, called Evan. Hey, buddy, I am going to be late. Evan's voice, disappointed. But Dad, you promised. I know, I am sorry. Something came up, something important. More important than my game? Jack's throat tightened. No, nothing is more important. But some people need help, and I am the only one who can help them. Evan was quiet then. Are you saving people? I am trying to. Okay, that is cool. I will tell you about the game later. Jack smiled through tears. I love you. Love you too, Dad. Jack hung up, looked at the officer. What do I need to do? The officer gestured to the helicopter. Come with us. We will brief you en route. Jack turned to the CEO. The hydraulic line on your jet, still not safe. Do not fly it. The CEO stammered. I did not know about your background. You did not ask, you just assumed. Jack walked toward the helicopter. The supervisor called out. Jack, are you coming back? Jack did not answer, just climbed aboard. As the helicopter lifted off, Jack looked down. At the hangar, at the CEO, at the life he was leaving behind. The officer handed him a headset. "Thank you for coming." Jack nodded. "What is the situation?" "4 aircraft, training exercise, 1 experienced hydraulic failure. Standard procedure would be emergency landing, but they are over water. Nearest airfield is 40 minutes. The system is degrading fast." "What model?" "SH-60 Seahawk." Jack knew it intimately. He spent years maintaining that aircraft. Knew every system, every backup, every weakness. "What is the failure?" "Primary hydraulic pump. Secondary is holding but showing pressure drops." Jack thought fast. They need to reduce load on the secondary, shut down non-essential systems, limit control inputs, fly straight and level. They tried. It is not enough. Then they need the bypass, but it is complicated, high risk. "Walk them through it." Jack took a breath. This is what he swore he would never do again. But here he was, because men needed him. "Patch me through to the aircraft." The officer nodded. "Switch it channels." A voice crackled through, calm but tense. "This is Seahawk 2-3. We are losing hydraulics. Request guidance." Jack keyed the mic. "Seahawk 2-3. Peace, this is Raven 3. I'm going to talk you through an emergency bypass. Copy?" A pause, then, "Raven 3? The Raven 3? Jack smiled slightly. "Yeah, that one. Are you ready to work?" "Yes, sir." "Good. Let us bring you home." Should he answer the call? Comment answer. Jack's voice was steady, professional, the voice of a man who had done this 1,000 times. "Seahawk 2-3. Listen carefully. This procedure is not in your manual. It was developed for emergency field repairs. I am going to walk you through it step by step." The pilot's voice. "Copy, standing by. First, confirm your current hydraulic pressure, primary and secondary. Primary is 0, secondary is at 30% and dropping. Rate of drop? Approximately 2% per minute." Jack calculated. "You have 15 minutes, maybe less. We need to move fast." "Understood." Jack closed his eyes, visualizing the aircraft, the systems, the connections. "Open the access panel behind the co-pilot seat. You will see 2 hydraulic lines, red and blue." "Opening panel now." The officer next to Jack watched, impressed. "How do you remember all this?" Jack did not answer, just focused. The pilot came back. "Panel open. I see the lines." "Good. Trace the blue lines to the junction box. You will see a manual valve. It is painted yellow. Do you see it?" A pause. "Yes, I see it. That valve bypasses the secondary pump. It routes hydraulic fluid directly from the reservoir. But it is manual only, no automation." "What do I do?" "Turn it clockwise, 3 full turns, slowly, do not rush." "Turning now." Jack listened. To the background sounds, the engine noise, the rotor vibration, everything sounded normal. "Valve is open. Pressure is rising. Secondary is now at 40%. Jack exhaled. "Good. That bought you time. But it is not stable. You need to reduce system load." "How?" "Disable the auto stabilization. Switch to manual flight controls. It will be harder to fly, but it reduces hydraulic demand by 30%. Switching to manual. A tense pause. "Manual flight engaged. It is responsive, sluggish but manageable." "Good. Now listen. That bypass is temporary. It is not designed for sustained use. You have maybe 20 minutes before it fails. Can we make it to the airfield?" Jack checked the map the officer showed him. "Negative. You are 35 minutes out. You will not make it." "Then what?" Jack thought. "Hard. Fast. There is a Coast Guard station. 12 miles northeast of your position, small airfield, but it has a pad. Can we land there? If you fly straight, no sharp turns, no aggressive maneuvers. Keep it smooth." "Copy, adjusting course." Jack listened to the engine sounds, to the pilot's breathing. Everything told a story. Minutes passed, tense, silent. Then, Raven 3, pressure is dropping again, down to 30%. Jack's heart raced. "How fast?" "Fast. We are losing it." Jack made a decision. Cut power to everything non-essential. Navigation lights, radios, instruments, everything except flight controls. That will leave us dark. I know, but you need every bit of hydraulic pressure. Do it now. Cutting power. The radio went silent. No updates, no communication. The officer looked at Jack. Did we lose them? Jack shook his head. They cut the radio to save power. We will not hear from them until they land, or until they do not. The officer's face was grim. How long? 8 minutes. If they fly straight, if the bypass holds, if luck is on their side. 8 minutes felt like 8 hours. Jack stared out the helicopter window, at the ocean below, at the sky above. He thought about Marcus, his friend, the man who died because Jack signed off on an aircraft. He thought about Evan, missing his game, waiting at home. He thought about the men in that helicopter, trusting him, following his instructions, betting their lives on his memory. The officer broke the silence. You know, your name is legend, Raven 3. Old-timers still talk about you. Jack did not respond. They say you could fix anything, anywhere, with nothing but duct tape and willpower. Jack smiled slightly. It was not duct tape, it was speed tape. Completely different. The officer laughed, tension breaking. Then, the radio crackled. Raven 3, Seahawk 2-3. We are on the ground. Repeat. We are on the ground. Jack's eyes closed, relief flooding through him. Copy, Seahawk 2-3, status of crew. All safe, minor injuries, but we are alive, thanks to you. Jack's voice was quiet. Glad you made it. Sir, I do not know how you did that, but you saved 4 lives today. Jack did not know what to say. The pilot continued. I looked you up while we were flying. Raven 3, you are a legend. Why did you leave? Jack's throat tightened. Because I am not a legend. I am just a mechanic who got lucky.